Guys, this is ACT09. Let's get started. According to figure 1, mass of cheese remaining at 4 hours was closest which of the following value? 4 hours. Cheese is empty, so it's like 180. Yeah, 185. Yeah, this is close enough. So if the company wants to use food as a bait in the trap design that captured this based on figure 1, which if for food should be company placed in the trap to maximize chance. Maximize chance for food. The highest one of all, mass of food remaining is less. Okay, food remaining is less. So peanut. They actually consume more. Consider for foods in order of percent by mass proteins from lowest to highest food from food to food as a percent by mass protein increase mass remain at 48 hours. Mass of food, let's see, percent of mass. We can see that protein is more onto peanuts, right? Peanuts protein is higher. But then if you see the whatever remaining, peanuts is the like least. And also everything is going down, so you don't need to worry about like protein too much because it's gonna go down anyhow. So decrease. Consider statement B. Germanica ate the food between this and this, between this and this, between this and this, between this and this. The statement is consistent with the data. Figure 1 for how many of 4 foods? Everything is decreasing, so they ate all of them. Student predict that P. Germanica would eat less cat food than ham. By end of study, do data support this? Cat food and ham. Ham is consumed more, so yes. So 55 over 95. Cat is 28. Cat is this much, and ham is this much. So difference is about 50 something. So okay. Based on table 1, when 200 milligrams of each of four food was placed in the box of water, accounted for more than 100 milligrams of mass of which food? 200, 100. So 100 and more, 100 is right. Here, 100 or more is cat food, cheese, ham. Cat food, cheese, ham. Peanut, no. Cat food, ham. Cheese, peanut, no. Cat food, cheese, ham only. Based on table 1, I'm sorry, table 1. For food. Okay, something that I didn't count is water accounted for more than 100. Water is, first of all, it's more than half of it. Right? This is out of 100, I think. So multiply by 2, you have to do. So you should do multiply by 2. More than 100 is the 2. Cat food and ham. Yeah, I was wrong. So G. I didn't really think about water part. So based on student 1's explanation, same substance composed both of samples in which of the following pairs? So I have to read this entire thing, provide the students to property of 5 simple student each sample. Solid cube composes a single hypothetical pure substance. Okay. Mass and this. Which supposed to explain how data could be used to predict which sample are composed of the same substance. Two samples the same value for 5 property, they are composed of the same substance. Two samples different value for any 5, but they are composed of different substance. Okay. Same substance composed of the same substance. Some different substance. Okay, same substance composed of which of the following? Same substance is basically the boiling point and the melting point is same. That's like the same substance. So C, D, or EF, right? C, D, or EF. So CD. This one. And then student two samples same value, three or more. So they're composed of the same substance. Two samples same, greater than 3, different substance, greater than 3. Okay. Student 3. If two samples have same mass volume density, they compose two samples have different values of each state property. Neither melting point distinguish between these two samples have same density, melting point, and boiling point that compose the same substance. Two samples have different values of these properties that compose different substances. Okay. Okay, let's go on the next one. Based on student 3's explanation, same system composed both samples in which following pairs? Student 3, it says that two samples have different value of difference. So the two samples have same mass, volume, and density. Same mass, volume, density, all these three. Okay. So let's try one by one. A and C. A, C different. BG, BE is different. FG different. GH same. GH. Sample A is increased to this at the pressure 100 with sample A solid or liquid. Sample A 250. So it's melting between melting point and boiling point. So it's supposed to be liquid. This melting point is this one. Okay. If you think about water, in between melting point and boiling point, that's a liquid. Consider claim two samples have same density will always compose the same substance, regardless value for property, which one likely has claim. I don't think they only care about the what is it, density, because the first one says that all 5, right, and the second one says any 3 or more, and the mass value the same density, melting point, and boiling point. So none of 2, 3, 4 would most likely agree. Sample A and B are composed the same. Sample A and B is 1, 2, 3, 3 of them. So student 2 and 3 mass, volume, density the same. Okay, student 3 melting point difference. So 2 and 3. Consider student 2 samples have same mass as the boiling point are composed same substance with 2 different melting points. Even if so, student 2 and 4 either would agree with this. Student 2 and 4. 2, yes. 4 is the boiling point, melting point. Both of them has to be. It's only 2. Supposed to D, increase pressure. Samples density of lower than higher than 20 and 1. Sample density. So 890. A is 890. So it increased boiling point is increased. That means, let's see, density-wise, that's going to be lower because if you actually go above density, that's usually like less dense. So lower simple D will be yes. Yeah, yes. Move on to next. Consider volume of gas collected in trial in experiment 2. Na at 30 degrees. Same approximate gas was collected trial experiment 1, mass of Ni. Experiment 2, gas Ni 30 degree. Ni is this one. So it's like 125. And then experiment 1, and then 125 is around here. It's like around this much. Okay, so it's 30. How many temperatures were tested in experiment 1? How many temperatures were tested in experiment 2? Experiment 1 and 2. How many temperature? Experiment 1 is 30 degree only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many. It's like so many. Experiment 2 is so 1 and 5. Which of the following statement describes difference between experiment 2 and 1 and 2? One is more about mass, how different mass will show different volume of gas, how different temperature is in 2. So mass and then same mass for this one, because this is same mass as 0.3. Which of following variables remain constant? Pressure, mass, temperature, volume. These three are variables that are changing, right? So variables mean like changing on depending on x value, how y value changes. But then the most very pressure is just like the same as a one thing. Because it doesn't have any like an x or y value. Temperature 5 degrees Celsius in test experiment 2, gas collected Cn likely greater than this, less than this. 5 Cn is triangle, so we just like extend it out more like this, and 5 probably like here. It's like 105, no way, 107, 105 I'll say. Yeah, so less than 107, less than, because it's given that all volume collected gas decrease, temperature decrease. Yes. Yeah. 10 is 107, so it's like lower than that. Yeah. Consider balance the chemical equation. The passage based on the equation: 10 moles of HCl. How many produce 10 moles of HCl? So 10, and then H2 is, what is it? H2 is the one that, this is 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. So that half of this, so 5 left. 5 is the one. Suppose that the trial experiment 1 of 0.25 Cn repeated, except the inverted guaranteed cylinder is replaced by inverted test tubes, each completely filled with a 60 milliliter of water. Based on figure 1, how many test tubes will be needed to collect all the gas? So experiment 1.25 Cn is right now 95. Okay. And then 95, 60 is 1, and 2 of them. According to figure 2, maximum positive. Figure 2, maximum positive ES is this one. So this line, like 250. Period is time required to complete full cycle. 3. Here BL. BL is middle one. 1. So complete is 20. According to figure 2 and 3, which voltage varied least during 20 millisecond interval? Least 2 and 3. Least BL is least volatile, like here. And then polarity refers to whether a voltage is positive or negative. Polarity is there's no polarity in our based on 2, 3, 2 voltage were always opposite polarity. Always opposite. Figure 2 and 3. BL and BC. So when this is plus, this is minus. And when this is plus, this is minus. Opposite. It's always BL and BC is opposite. Based on figure 2, which the following times were current and circuit following counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Figure 2, current counterclockwise, opposite way, because, okay. So they're asking current. Current means like I. I is opposite. So going this and then going back. This is like counterclockwise. Yeah, right. So it's like this. Going this way up to here is this going down. Like yeah. And then this is at the end, last minute. Below this electric charge three different times during 20 based on figure 2 and 3 from time 7 through 13 charge capacitor more likely change sync I or BC. I or BC times 7. 7 is this one. 7 is right here. And then 7 is right here. So BC is dotted line. So this one, BC is right here, and then I is right here. So times 7 charge is so it's going up 7 to 13, up, down, up, down, up, down, 10 up, 10 is peak, 10 is peak and down again. So this is the one. So BC is the answer for this one. So this one up, down. 27. Based on this result of study, which of the suspected mutagens resulted in greatest number of is plus substances, this one. And the number of colonies is this one. This is greatest. 4 is N, so C, which this study intended to serve the purpose of testing whether some of S, this cell from this, without being mutate. I think I have to read a little bit. This strain bacteria genetic. Related to this histogram become plus lubricant. That's a new mutation, restored ability to repair. The number of HIS this one is sterile, this contains okay. Without addition, because this is sterile. And based on the result of study, what is the order of suspected mutism from substance from least to most? Least. This is 6, the least, and then L, PL, and then M and PL, M and B. This study, the scientists tested the effect of system P as much after this constraint. What is the relationship, if any, between the concentration P and its potential to cause mutation? P and P is 6, right? 6. Number of columns is 6. And then concentration number of colony is getting greater. In the beginning it's 6 when it's 5, right? So that it's just getting greater is increase 1. This was intended to serve control this lack of study lack which of the substance listed below. Histidine, probably this is HIS minus, right? Nutrient in the beginning, whatever they actually like try to use is the histidine, and then mutism is another one because they expose and then how they actually like changes to is yeah, because revertant is the one that it actually creates more, so they actually like become like histidine is the basic ground, and then it actually mutates to something else, right? So that's why one has to be there. The nutrient I think they're gonna like produce more to expand. I mean, the make the number of colony more. Yeah, I think 1 and 3 is better than nutrient. So following statement, number of bacteria regained ability to synthesize histidine is consistent with the result of study for dish 2 and 3. Number of bacteria became HIV for M. There's 14. L. M is 14. L is 2. No, hold on a second. L is 14. M is 25. This is 20. M is. Oops. So M is about, yeah. 25 and 14. No, this is opposite. 4 times using particular scientists. It says it lacks normal DNA. So if you don't have like normal DNA, it says substance that include DNA mutation. So if you don't have that, you're probably not able to do it. You do not want to bacteria, you do not want unable to repair. Yeah. 34. The researchers conducted the study chose to use a box made type of plastic rather than wood to ensure that all the water from the melting ice would flow from the box into the cloud. Researchers most likely made the choice because type of plastic unlike wood is, you know, it's like um, yeah, non-porous. So all the like water will stay there. Water is like, you wet the wood, so you lose that in the liquid, the water. The both study should be repeated, except in the lab kept to -1 degree Celsius, runoff measured over 600 minutes in the repeated study would most likely have been. So kept at 32. Second trial study one. It says kept this much. About up to 10 degrees. Okay. So below freezing point. This is good. Above no. According to the result of study one, for which of the wind speed runoff volume 20 minutes decreased to zero, maximum volume before 20 minutes to 500. 20 minutes, which is almost without sand layer. I think this is without. Which is sand, I would speed decrease. This is not study. Study one. What am I saying? 20 to 500. So then wind speed is maximum is 2.5 is maximum here. 1.0 is the circle one. Maximum here. 1.5 is same. 0 is maximum here. Okay. So which of the following runoff volume per this decrease to 0 from maximum before decrease to 0? Okay, so except 0, everything works. J is maximum and decrease 0. Maximum decrease 0. The start is not that fast enough to decrease to 0. And compared the result to trial study 2, which did volume runoff 20 per minute. Its greatest maximum value and trial that volume runoff 20 minutes decrease 0. The greatest volume, which is without sand layer, is greater. And then 20 is this one. So without sand, both of them are without sand layer. This is the volume of runoff measured 200 millimeters. Study one. Okay. 200. So 0 is second highest, and then lowest is 2.5. Another 2 is lowest 2.5 J. Then two factor varied in study 1, but kept the same study 2. Study 1 kept the same. Study 1 is, this is wind speed, and this is nothing to do with wind speed. Yeah, wind speed is supposed to be same because, yeah, it doesn't really say much about it. So wind speed. Study 1 following expression would most likely be used to calculate the volume of sand layer in the plastic box before chipped ice was placed on top. Before study 1. Is 120 sand layer plastic box. 30 centimeter thick layer of chipped ice. So half of it then. Okay, so 120 times 60 times 30. 120 times 60 times 30. Okay, G. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I hope that this helped. So we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.